Hello, my name is Rick Bueckert, and I'm the co-owner and the Chief Marketing Officer of RailGun Results Marketing. And I want to tell you a little bit today about Marketing Department in a Box and how we developed that and how we came up with it, because it came as a result of a need that I had when I had my industrial coatings business. And bear with me a sec. I'm just gonna a little bright out here, even though it's not really sunny. It's got crazy flat light that makes it hard to see. So I had an industrial coatings business in Winnipeg, and probably like you, if you're a small business owner, you've been through the feast, famine, feast, famine, feast, famine. And a lot of that is because when we're quiet as business owners, we have a lot of time to develop our marketing and get out and work and go see clients and hustle, because that's what we do as owners and entrepreneurs. And then we get really busy because our hustling has been so effective. And then while we're fulfilling all the orders we got while we were hustling, we stop marketing. And then we run out of work, and then we're back in the same place we were at the beginning, which is we have time and no customers. And in industrial coatings, it's obviously a real problem because there's fairly long lead times, and not a lot of, you get a lot of repeat business depending on the size of the company. So, for example, if you're doing an industrial floor, you won't need to redo that particular floor for quite some time. You just hope they have more floors that need to be done. So we tried to come up with a way to figure out how I could market more consistently. And through a lot of the trade shows that we do, we got introduced to a product called Your Marketing Department in a Box, and that was done by the people at Magnetic Marketing. And it was good. You got a bunch of templates that were pretty generic, and they gave you a way to figure out your offer and everything else, and they tied it to things that were happening on the calendar at that particular time of year, and it was definitely better than nothing. And the results from it were okay. The problem I found with it was that it was not it wasn't at all specific to industrial coatings, and so I found that as it was, just with the templates, it wasn't terribly effective. I did also find out, though, that the more I modified it and the more that I made it specific to our industrial coating business and to our industrial coating clients, the better it worked. And it actually got to the point where if I was modifying it a lot, it worked fabulously well. And as a business owner, that's what I wanted. So we got a new level of consistency in not only lead generation but repeat sales and referrals. That was really great. The problem was that I was spending more time than I had doing this. So I thought, okay, well, that's fine. I'll get someone else to do it. So I took someone from inside the company and said, I want you to write this. And of course, she, not being a copywriter, basically it was a bunch of fluff. It was the nicest way to put it. Not through any malfeasance on her part, but just because she hadn't been trained how to write sales copy. And that's a problem when you're trying to use copy to generate sales. So then I looked at hiring a professional copywriter, and for several months I did, but the cost of that for me alone was just getting completely out of hand. So I thought, well, I can't afford the professional copywriter full-time in my business, and I can't really afford to pay their their rates that they charge when they're working on contract. So I came up with an idea to offer what I was doing to other industrial coaters. And it was actually fairly easy for me because at the time I was speaking a lot about our marketing to the different global conferences, telling other coating people what I was doing, how I was doing it, because we were doing a lot of stuff that was pretty disruptive. As you can imagine, in the coating industry business, most of the marketing is deadly dull, and we really changed that up a lot. So I was going to, in one year I spoke at a conference at Disney. I went across the country, spoke at one that was in Anaheim. Then I had one in Texas, and at all of these things, I had people coming up to me after the talks and asking how we did what we did and was I willing to share. And so what I did was we created our own marketing department in a box for industrial coaters. And I offered it to other businesses, not as really as a business, but more to subsidize my costs so that it became affordable for me to do it. Eventually, we did make money on it, but that wasn't the intent when we started it. And what happened was now we saw how other industrial coaters in unique markets could get the same benefit we were getting, and we were just spreading the cost out around all of us. So it was a really good process, and we're doing that now. I'm no longer in the coating business, thanks to a rather expensive divorce that precluded me staying in that industry. And now we do the marketing full time. And a lot of those people that came up to me at those conferences are now clients of ours at RailGun Marketing. So here's what we do. We create a content article that will give your clients benefit every month. So for us, when we were doing industrial coatings, we would send things out to our industrial coating customers that would explain things like how to properly maintain and clean a concrete floor that has an industrial coating on it, how to do minor repairs, how to blend in seams when they stop at a doorway, that type of thing. So things that were relevant and pertinent to their business. Then on top of it, we would have a section where we would tell them our special of the month, and every month we ran a different promotion. Rarely was it a price issue. Usually it was more of a order this and get that. So it was always a premium where we would upgrade a coating. Let's say we would add the non-slip no charge, which from a cost perspective is a minimal cost, but it would get people in the door. And then the last thing we would do is we would always make a point of asking for referrals and getting online reviews, and that happened on every piece. It was easy when we did it in-house because I was there to walk our staff through it. I found as we were promoting it to other businesses, the owners got it, but a lot of times the staff was unaware of what was going on. So the other thing we added was an actual physical box, and inside the box is a printed article from each week, and that way you could let whoever was answering the phones actually have a copy of it sitting at their desk, because the worst thing to have happen is the phone rings, the person on the other end of the line calls and says, "Yeah, I'm calling about your XYZ special," and the employee says, "What XYZ special?" That's not good. That's actually really bad. So we provide the printed copies for that. We're now including calendars that tell you the day that you should be sending stuff out, whether it be by email, because the content that we give you is suitable for multimedia, so you can do a number of things with it. What we do with ours is, the first thing we do is we post it to our website as an actual article or blog, same thing. Then we send it out to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Google My Business, and YouTube. The YouTube ones are usually articles like what you're doing, what you see right now, which is where I drive and I talk about the article. So that goes to YouTube. And then on the last day, we take the article and we change it into an email, and we email it to our list. So we're getting that one piece out 8 different ways, which means that we do a much better job of staying in front of our prospects and clients than any of our competitors do. The other thing we do with the calendar is we give you the option of showing you if you were going to actually physically mail it out, which is a great idea for a couple reasons. Email does not have a particularly long half-life, and if you think about what most people do with email is they get up in the morning and they look at their email inbound box and they go delete, I'll keep that one, delete, keep that one, delete. Physical tends to hang around, so not only does it get in their hands directly, if you do it properly, it will get read and it'll get consumed, and a lot of times it'll have pass-on value. So they may not have someone who's looking at whatever they may not need that special that you're running this month right now, but chances are good if they know someone that does, they will hand them the piece of paper. So there's different options there. So that is the essence of Marketing Department in a Box. We have a couple of different ways that we provide it to our clients. We do provide the generic templated version. If you've got time to modify it, it's definitely something to consider. They are non-industry specific, which means that anything from industrial coatings to a flower shop can use it. You will need to modify it a bit to make it go the way you want, and but the most common one is your CMO In A Box system, which is where we are giving you content that is written to your industry. When you get it, it's ready to roll. Like literally all you need to do is get somebody to post it up for you and put it on whatever media that you want to use. We also do have a service where, back's a little sore, a service where we will do all that for you. If you want, please just reach out to us and we'll give you a quote on it. And that would include everything from putting it on your website, pushing it out to social media, adding it to YouTube, sending it by email, converting it into a print newsletter if you wanted to do that. So those options are all available if you want. We intentionally keep the CMO In A Box system very competitively priced. Our goal as a business is to do what I used to do when I had my industrial coatings business, and that was to share as much marketing information as I could with other industrial coating businesses. And that's what we do. We're here to help. We're not here to make a ton of money. If we do, great, but that's not the main purpose. And we're here to help. So if you do have any questions, have a look, and it'll either be, depending on where they post this video, it'll either be like right below or on one of the sides, with a contact form or phone number, and reach out to us and talk to us and let us see what we can do for you. I've been in the shoes that you're probably in through the feast and famine. I know what it's like to to lie awake at 3 a.m. on Thursday morning, staring at the ceiling and wondering, where am I going to get the $22,000 I need to make payroll on Friday? I've been there. I know that gut-wrenching feeling, and I don't like it any more than anyone else does. And I want to be here to help. So again, reach out to us. Either talk to myself or my partner Melody. We're here to help out. And thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day and a prosperous year. I'm Rick Bueckert.